At ICCU, to make a difference.
So keep supporting these guys. I mean, you know, it means the world to us. And we, you know, in the end, when we're cutting down the nets, we'll remember that there was a group of fans that got us through all this. In the end, when we're cutting down the nets.
As we near 2 minutes to play. Lines up to three. Tyson Dagenhart.
On the reverse. Oh, look at that.
Ashworth guarding Shaver. Shaver pulls it back. Leaves his feet. Shaver for three. Stunner at the spectrum. 11 straight wins for the Broncos.
Shaver with the ball down. Spins from the double. Rises and hits a shave. What a shot.
When we're cutting down the nets, we'll remember that there was a group of fans that got us through all this.
Howdy folks, Captain here. We have begun our initial descent into Las Vegas. Currently 63 degrees, clear skies. For those college basketball fans joining us on this afternoon's flight from Boise, wish you good luck in the Mountain West Tournament. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Well, how about that, Boise State fans? Welcome on in the Lithia, Florida, Boise post-game show. Our road trip coverage sponsored by Idaho Central Credit Union. Get your comments in. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them. What a win for Boise State, 71-69. They hang on when a Keenan Blackshear three-pointer hits the rim and misses off, and Boise State hangs on after leading by 12 to win this one, 71-69. We got all kinds of post-game stuff coming up. We're going to have comments. We're going to have highlights. We're going to hear from Leon Rice. We're going to hear from Shaver and Acott. A lot of great stuff. Key Jab. We got a lot of stuff for you, so we apologize for being a couple minutes late. The process here for the Mountain West Tournament, you got to wait till the press conferences are over, so couldn't go live right away, so apologize for that. But we're here now and excited to go as long as you guys want to go to talk about this win after Boise State wins, again, 71-69. Get to some comments here. John on the Facebook page saying survive in advance. Kurt saying, well, that was closer than what I wanted. Yeah, it was, and especially when Boise State got off to, got up 12 at one point. But Karen saying a win today, on to the semis tomorrow, and that's kind of it. Survive in advance, move on to the next round, and then from there, see what happens. Congratulations, keep it going. Appreciate that. Dakota saying scary game, but what a win. E-Man, what a game for E-Man. Emmanuel Acott, yeah, he was huge in this game. He finishes with 22 points, 2 off a season high for him. I thought he was really impressive. He hit 4 3-pointers, a couple of huge ones to kind of stem the runs for Nevada, turn the tide. Boise State was only up 4 at one point. I remember him hitting a big one late, about 5 minutes to go in the game. That put him up by 5 or 7, if I could add. But there was a couple just huge shots that he hit, and Boise State really got off to a terrible start. They were down 28-20, and it was a little scary there. It looked like Nevada wasn't going to miss. They had some, guys that were just on fire to start the game. Desmond Cambridge Jr. for one. Grant Sherfield ended up having a huge game for them as well. So I was a little nervous for Boise State going into this game. I've said that numerous times. Obviously, the record in the quarterfinals of the tournament is not great for Boise State, and I was pretty nervous for them for this one. But I said if they got over the hump and won this game, they were going to win the tournament, and I'll stick with it. I think Boise State's going to somehow find a way to win 2 more games and win this tournament. So bring the hot, freezing cold takes or whatever at me later when I'm wrong with that. But I just think Boise State needed to get so badly to get past his first game, take a deep breath, and live to fight another day. And they're obviously going to play either Wyoming or UNLV. We'll keep you updated on that game. That score is that game is going on right now behind me. You can kind of see a little bit in the fans there in the bowl. We will keep you updated on that game and find out who Boise State is going to play. Preston saying doesn't matter how you win in March. All that matters is that you win, and that's really it right there. I wasn't expecting that. Armouche missed a couple gimmies for him. He did, but it seems like he's unfortunately does that most games. Had a couple of big putbacks as well and some big rebounds. What did he finish with? 7 rebounds. I thought that was big. Shaver had 8 rebounds as well, 15 points. By the way, their coach, Steve Alford, did pronounce Shaver correctly, but then he screwed up a couple others again, Dingenhart and Keyjob. So he still doesn't have it all the way, but he at least knows Shaver's name because he heard the announcer saying it plenty today. Shaver was only 3 of 13 from the field, 0 for 3 from deep. Leon Rice was telling us in the postgame press conference he didn't practice for a week. He's obviously not feeling great, but he gutted it out, 9 for 10 at the foul line, had 8 rebounds. So he did what he needed to do to stay on the court and win this game for Boise State. Wyoming looking tough right now. They're up 18-6 versus UNLV. Thank you for the update. Randy Cody saying big deep breaths. Heroic performance by Shaver coming off of illness with 8 rebounds. Cody also saying glad to get a close one out of the way early. I thought this was key. Good job staying out of foul trouble for the majority of the game. Yeah, you're able to play your best players, and obviously that was a big deal. The officiating, worst I've seen in years. They were flabbergasted over 3 foul calls. I've seen one, never 2, 3. I didn't get a chance. The flagrant one, Leon can say it now since they won the game, but he said you have to make that call in that situation. When Keyjab hit the side of the head of the player there, it was at the other end of the court, and I never saw a replay. But obviously that was one where it could have changed the game because at that point when they called the flagrant foul, that was 71-67. Boise State was only up by 4 points with 2:15 to go. I guess it was 1:41 to go after Coleman had hit a 3 to make it 71-67. Then right after that play happens, but Blackshear goes 0 for 2 at the foul line. I thought that was huge because all of a sudden that would have been a 1-possession game. He misses the shots. Cambridge has the putback with 1:31 to go, and then no points the rest of the way. And how about that final play, which we're going to see the highlights here in a few minutes. Colin Mitchell doing a great job getting the post-game press conference in there, getting the highlights in there. We'll show you some highlights of this game and take some looks at that final play one more time, I guess, and see, just how close that was. Emmanuel Acott kind of speaking for all of Bronco Nation when he said it got a little scary there. Yes, it did on that shot. Not much you could have done, but Leon Rice said it was destiny. He just feels like this team is destiny, and he felt pretty confident that shot was not going to go in, and he was right. So he said, James says, feel like Coach Rice was holding a years of frustrations for officiating what could be the final conference game. How about that win from Jessica? Appreciate you for watching. Way to go, guys. The free throws missing were obviously a big deal. We got Cody saying 98% of the time is a common foul. Ryan agreeing that it was a egregious call, and the flagrant foul we'll have to wait and see. Preston saying hated that call, but he missed the free throws was huge. Yeah, that was a big one. Logan Dominguez saying it's scary, but the towels came in clutch. Yeah, appreciate you, man. The Logan and some members of the Blue Thunder Marching Band came by our party last night. We gave them all rally towels for the game, so they were over there waving the rally towels, and better have them back next game tomorrow night, Logan. That's all I'll say. But that was fun. We saw some people waving the rally towels that we had passed out last night, and that was a fun time. We're going to hear from some players and coaches, watch some highlights here in a second, but a quick rundown of the stats. Again, the final score, 71-69. You can keep giving those comments in, your thoughts on the game. 22 points for Emmanuel Acott on 8 of 15 shooting. He was 4 of 8 from three-point range. That was a big factor in this game was Emmanuel Acott and his ability to hit some huge shots, as I said earlier. Shaver, 15 points, 3 of 13 from the field, so it wasn't his best shooting night, but he made the free throws and was able to, 9 of 10 from the line and had 8 rebounds, like I said. So that was obviously a big key in this game. Abu Keyjab only had 11 points, but he had some big buckets, a couple driving shots to the basket, a couple layups. I thought he was really good tonight. Made a 3-pointer as well. 5 of 11 from the field, 11 points, 4 rebounds for him. Tyson Degenhart didn't have his most amazing game. He had 9 points and he had 6 rebounds. Kind of quietly was a key factor there. 9 points, 6 rebounds, 4 of 6 from the field. He had a couple big buckets as well. Hearing a lot of booing and things coming from the crowd out there, so we'll try to keep you updated on that game. Max Rice, 5 points in 16 minutes. Leon Rice really rode his starters tonight. Somebody had a question about, I guess talking about the not having foul trouble. Well, Tyson Degenhart, 32 minutes. Abu Keyjab, 34. Mladen Armouche, 30. Marcus Shaver, 33. Emmanuel Acott, 35. So They went into the bench. Lucas Milner got 7 minutes. Pavle Kuzmanovic got 58 seconds. He had his 2 turnovers, and he was right back on the bench. Najee Smith got 10 minutes. Max Rice got 16, but he was riding and dying with his 5 starters for the most part. All 5 starters play over 30 minutes in this one for Boise State. And again, they shoot for the game 50%, 26 of 52. Boise State shoots from the field. They went 6 of 14 from three-point range, 13 of 17 from the foul line as well. And a big stat in this game, Boise State out-rebounds Nevada 36-27. So Boise State's really on the glass, was able to get it done. A 9+9 rebounding. I thought that was big. And, they were able to battle on the glass and do what they had to do. And they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with at least 4 rebounds. All 5 starters had at least 4 rebounds. So I thought that was a big factor in the game. And, you can't say enough about Grant Sherfield. He did all he could. He played 39 minutes and 4 seconds. He had 25 points for Nevada. He was obviously keeping them in the game almost single-handedly. Desmond Cambridge had 16 points himself. So 41 points combined for Cambridge and Sherfield. And it was obviously a very scary night for Boise State when you see Cambridge and Sherfield both start off pretty hot from the field. Again, it was 28-20. Nevada was in the lead. Then Boise State goes on a pretty big run, 14-0. I think it came out to be like 18-3 or something on the run, and Boise State gets ahead. And then, it was a back-and-forth game in the second half, but Boise State never gave up the lead there in the second half, as close as Nevada got. And so are we good on stuff, Colin? Let's go ahead and roll the highlights of this one. Hold on, I got to take the post game. One thing I can show the highlights with the we can't break any Mountain West rules here, so I got to take off the post game. All right, you can go ahead and Colin and roll the highlights.
Cambridge corner 3 is good.
Early in the game, 12-12 game. Boise State. That was a nice dunk there. Leon Rice needed a timeout after that. 22-15. That put Nevada up. But
Shaver step back. Yes.
That was a big shot for Boise State there. And Acott, a couple of huge threes. The one was right there, just right in his eyes. He had a couple like that. I mentioned Kejab, the left-handed layup there. That put him up 36-31. This was late in the half. A nice bounce. Hit the backboard. Went back in for Acott there. That was nice. Nevada didn't go away, though. They hung around and did all they could. I thought Armouche here, nice driving layup. I thought that was a big play. Boise State up 4 at this point. You get the 2+1. Nice replay here of Shaver. The 2+1 there. That put him up by 7 when he made the free throw. Here's Shaver again. Nice off-balance shot. That was a nice one again. He was only 3 for 13 from the field, but he hit him when he mattered. How about Max Rice? A little up and under there. That Nevada needed a timeout after that, but look at that. Look at Blackshear right there. That's the exact same spot where he missed the game winner. How about that? Blackshear, with a hand in his face, makes that one and then misses one at the end of the game, which we're going to show shortly here. But again, Boise State up 4. Nice pass there. Acott lays it in to put him back up 6. And here you go. Oh, Sherfield left-handed there. I mean, this guy was almost unstoppable tonight with some of the shots he was hitting. And that was a big 3 to keep Nevada in it. That cut it to 4 with 2:13 there. You had the play, and here you go. The final play.
You should keep
they went on Cambridge, wide open there. Acott closed late. Back iron. He misses. And Boise State wins.
The Broncos survive.
Broncos survive is right, and there you go. That was the Boise State fans in the corner. Reasons to celebrate for Boise State there. Let's go back and watch. Just cue it up if you can for the Blackshear final shot, Colin. Or get it close to it if you can. Again, 10 seconds left. Cambridge had it. He drove, kicked it out.
Blackshear for 3.
And he hits the back iron. I mean, we were right there at that end of the court. That was just incredible to see that shot miss. A wide open 3. Acott did close late there. And again, there's the celebration after the game. Boise State can take a deep breath as they survive and advance to move on to the next round. What were you guys doing? What was it like watching that game? Were you guys a little nervous? Were you able to take a deep breath? Anybody throw anything at the TV or hit their head jumping up and down in celebration? I can't imagine watching that game on TV with that final sequence where they didn't call timeout. They let them go. And Steve Alford said after the game, he wouldn't have got a better shot than what they got if he had called timeout. So he just wanted to let them go, not let Boise State set up their defense. And certainly that was, tuned out to be correct. Logan asking about how many times we've made the semis. Only 3 times before. They were 3-7 in the quarterfinals. So now 4-7. So only the 4th time in history And the Broncos have never won in the semifinals. They've never played in the championship game. So Melinda's enjoying a cocktail to celebrate our win. I got a Diet Pepsi right now, but I'll be once we get our work done here, Colin and I, and write the story. We'll be here a couple more hours, but we'll be partaking in some cocktails tonight for sure here in Las Vegas. Southwest says, I'm surprised. It was pretty scary. Shaver had 3 middle first that counted as a 2. Never went back to check. Went back to the highlight. You could see the white in between. Yeah, I know which play you're talking about. They never did check on that. I'm pretty curious. Have to check on that at some point to see. I noticed the play at the time, and they never went back and looked at it. Randy's saying it's nice to get a full day's rest before the game tomorrow. Yeah, Boise State, as it's now 3:15 here in Las Vegas, and the game is not until 6:30 tomorrow night. So they get, by playing that first game and winning, you're able to go ahead and get the extra rest. That other game's going on right now, so you get about a 3-hour head start on the other team in terms of your prep. Boise State's coaches are in the arena. They're watching this game. They'll see who they're going to play. So Cody's saying not bad effort considering a week off and playing Nevada, tough squad. Jen Walters saying it was tough, it was intense, but you got to love this team. Go Broncos. Let's just hear from Leon Rice, his opening statement. Kurt Blake saying, don't forget you got to be on KTIK during the 5 o'clock hour. Well, that's in about an hour from now. Wouldn't that be more fun if I was partaking in a beverage while on KTIK? I don't know what the rules are on that, but that might be fun. They'd probably be okay with that, knowing Johnny and Prater. But no, we'll still be in the arena working at that point. But yeah, I will be on at 5:15 with Prater and Johnny. Joe saying, let's go Broncos. Big sigh of relief. Ryan says, lots of nail biting and cussing. Almost made me start drinking at 3:30 in the afternoon. There's nothing wrong with that, Ryan. It's a Mountain West tournament, man. You feel free at 3:30. You should be. Todd, I wish we'd keep attacking with the lead instead of playing the clock and letting them back in it. They did slow it down a little bit. I could see that, Todd. I mean, there's something to that, but you also want to be smart and use some of the clock and still try to get good shots. There were a couple poor shots, couple poor possessions. They had a turnover when Nevada full court pressed them. They weren't able to almost didn't get the ball across half court in the 10-second call and then threw it away. That was almost a big spot in the game. So they were trying to just hang on to the ball and take some time and still get a good shot. And there were a couple of possessions where they didn't get that. So that did play a factor. Leon Rice, opening statement. They kind of broke this into segments. So first we'll hear a short, just overall general synopsis of Leon Rice on this game. And then we'll go to players, and we'll have Leon again here in a little bit. But let's just hear keep your comments coming. We'll get to them. But here's just the opening statement from Leon Rice after the win.
Great battle, as we knew it would be. I mean, we have a ton of respect for Nevada. We know they got great players, great coaches, and they had, when you win that first game, we knew they were going to come in with some momentum, and man, did they come in offensively clicking, and then we settled in and got crucial stops, and we're able to kind of get control, get a little bit control there at the end of this first half and led at halftime, and but we know they're a really, really hard team to put away. And every possession it's hard to get a stop, and with them extremely hard. And we got a little stagnant because the lead wasn't comfortable, but it was just outside that keep attacking mode, and I think that got us maybe a little more on our heels than we should have been. But in the end, these guys always find ways to win, no matter what happens, no matter what the circumstances were. And the flagrant one. I told these guys in the huddle, I said, it doesn't matter if I don't care about the free throws. I don't care about if they give them 2 free throws in the ball. It's about us getting a stop. And sure enough, we were able to get a stop. And then, we had a hard close on that last one, and it was pretty darn close. So we just found a way. And again, really proud of our guys, the way we just keep battling. And we needed to get through that because we were working through some stuff with some guys that were a little bit sick, and they haven't practiced for a long, long time. And so I think we needed to work through a little stuff, and I think that'll help them for tomorrow's game.
Well, there he is, Leon Rice, Boise State head coach's opening statement. We'll hear more from Coach Rice in a minute. We're taking your comments here as well. We're going to hear from some players. Kevin had to step away with 2 minutes left, not knowing the outcome was nerve-wracking. Oh, I can't imagine that. Cody saying Acott looked healthy for the first time in about a month or so. Yeah, he did look good. He looked good. I know somebody else said they thought he was holding his knee, because Leon Rice, you'll hear it, he did say at one point that they're a little more banged up than it may appear. So I think there's a couple of guys dealing with some minor injuries that they're not talking about, which you usually don't this time of year. I remember in 2015, Derek Marks had to have knee surgery right after the season, and no one would have known about it going into that Dayton game. So there's a couple of guys banged up. They're cutting through it. They're playing, but certainly that's something that maybe we'll find out more about after the season. You mentioned Emmanuel Acott, 8 of 15 from the field. Did miss 2 free throws. He was 2 for 4 from the line. He missed the front end, I believe, of a one-on-one. 22 points for him, 4 assists as well. So Boise State had 17 assists on 26 made field goals. They did have 16 turnovers in this game. Thought they were a little sloppy with the ball at times. I mentioned one that really cost them when they were trying to get the ball across half court when Nevada pressed them with like 2 or 3 minutes left in the game. So Cody says our moose shoulder is a problem. My wife is asking where everyone's celebrating tonight. We'll have to let us know if you're in Vegas where you're celebrating at. It sounds like my wife is ready to go have some fun. So I don't know about our moose's shoulder, by the way. Not sure on that one. I mean, I don't know if that's the reason he's missing like easy layups, but he obviously is battling through that. I know it's not perfect right now, but a lot of guys are dealing with stuff. So we'll have to kind of see, moving forward. But who would you rather play, Wyoming or UNLV? And what do we have for the score update, Colin? UNLV was down big last time we looked. 27-18 is what's showing up. I'm not sure if that's the exact score, but that's at least close. 27-18. So UNLV battling back, still down 9. I think Boise State would be fine playing Wyoming again tomorrow. EK is obviously a problem for him, Maldonado, but I think Wyoming now 22-29, as Logan says. Thank you for the update. All right, we're in the arena, and we're getting other people giving us updated scores. Appreciate that, Ryan. We can't see the court from here. The TV is too far away from my eyes. So James wants UNLV. Give us an electric atmosphere. Honestly, James, there's a ton of Wyoming fans here. There's probably more Wyoming fans here than UNLV. The electric atmosphere would probably be you would be playing Wyoming, to be honest. All right, I like this guy's style. 4 Coors banquets in already. Keep that coming. Brock says he'd rather play Wyoming. UNLV would be tough out at home. Yeah, I mean, and Boise State beat Wyoming once and could have beat them the second time. Wyoming's been struggling some down the stretch. Jen saying lots of yellow in the seats. Yeah, there's a ton of Wyoming fans that are at this game. So let's hear from the players. Keep those comments coming in. Abu Kijab, Emmanuel Acott. This is their post-game press conference after Boise State sneaks by 71-69, survives and advances to the semifinals. Here's Boise State's players after the game.
PJ Rains with Bronco Nation News. Guys, just a back-and-forth game like that, what's the feeling like, the emotions like of that game, and just having the fate of the tournament, when you're watching that shot from Blackshear go towards the basket?
It was Nevada came with everything they got. They gave us their best shot. They're a really talented team. Got to give them a lot of credit. And, our guys just finished. It's been our motto since the summer, and we knew coming into the season that we needed to do that at a high level, and the guys been doing it at a high level, and we're going to continue to do so.
Yeah, just coming into this tournament, we knew we just have to be ourselves. We don't need to be anything other than what we've been, and I think today we showed that. Seeing that last shot miss, that was kind of scary, but thankfully we were able to come out with the W.
Jordan K., Idaho Press. You guys, it seemed like, Nevada was in a real good offensive rhythm early on, and then you got stops, went on a 14-0 run. I mean, what changed? Did you guys just have to slow the pace, or what was the key in that?
I think they just have, 2 really good scorers in Cambridge and Sherfield. They got a little bit going. And then, we just, stayed to our coverage, stayed disciplined. We knew they're going to go on a run. They're a really good team, really good players, but, our effort and our determination came out in the end.
Like he said, man, they're a really talented team. They gave us their best, and, that's what it's all about, competing at a high level, and, that's why we're here for it. It's a lot of fun.
KTVB. E-Man, how good did tonight's performance feel? Obviously, you missed a little bit of time with an injury. You seem to be back and confident. If you'd comment on your performance, and Abu, what did you think of E-Man's efforts tonight?
I came out with the mentality to be aggressive. Having dudes like Shaver and Abu here, you driving the lanes, creates a lot of open shots for me. You can see that with the Boos, 6 assists. So I got to give credit to my teammates, finding me and I delivered.
That's just who E-Man is. That's just who E-Man is. Sometimes people forget, but he's a really good player. He can score at all 3 levels. He's an elite passer, and he leads our team. So, got to give credit where credit's due.
Rachel Roberts with Idaho Statesman. You don't always see players smiling on the court between the two teams, but I saw some smiles between you guys in Nevada today. Did you guys become friends, and was it a little bit more fun to play against a team that you seem to be friendly with?
Yeah, we knew those guys, but I think it was during the free throw. I told Sherfield that I bet he was going to miss him, and thank God he did. And yeah, we had a good relationship with those guys. When they came to Boise, we hung out with them a little bit. And, they're good people, really good people, and a really good team as well. So
These two guys know everybody. It's remarkable. In the basketball world, everyone.
we try.
BJ Rains with Bronco Nation News again. Coach was talking about just trying to get past this game, move through some stuff, whatever, but just to get into the semifinals, to, you don't care what the score was, you move on, you're advancing in the tournament. Just how does it feel to kind of take a deep breath and still be alive?
It feels good, but we're not satisfied. We know that we still got to continue to improve and get better. And, it's going to be a tough semifinals against either UNLV or Wyoming, and we got to be ready and, be who we are. Defense, rebounding, and make those simple plays, and everything will take care of itself.
There he is, Abu Kijab and Emmanuel Akot speaking with Boise State, the media, after Boise State's 71-69 win. Nice win for Boise State. Man, that was a scary one. The final shot there. We'll cue up the final shot again, Colin. Boise State had about 30 seconds left. They had the ball.
Keep attacking.
And, I got to take the graphics off here so we don't break any Mountain West rules. But
10 seconds left. You should keep attacking with the not set. Blackshear for three. No good. Rebound.
Not sure we'd be showing this as much if that shot had gone in. We'll just say that. But Boise State fans will watch that all day long now that it missed. Big Wade came in late watching Wyoming UNLV. If Armousas is hobbled, that can be devastating. His help defense was freaking awesome. Yeah, that was a big key in the game. I said it going into the game that I thought keeping Mladen Armouche out of foul trouble was going to be big. He ended up with a couple cheap fouls late, but Mladen Armouche plays 30 minutes, 29 seconds, 3 of 4 from the field, 7 rebounds, 6 points. And Boise State was +5 with him on the floor. The second best plus-minus. Marcus Shaver was +8 when he was on the floor. So, Mladen Armouche is a huge key if they play Wyoming tomorrow, obviously, going up against EK. But I think Boise State can beat them. They beat them once at home, and they should have beat them the second time. So it's halftime of this game. It's 31-22? 31-22 at halftime. We got fans hanging out here. We're having kind of college game day style, walking by, saying hello to us while we're on the air here. So having a good time here at the Thomas and Mack Center. James says, nice to have you there. Did I lay a big bet down there? No, I'm down 50, but the blackjack table is doing okay. I was up about 100 at the blackjack table. So overall, I think I'm about down 50, so not much. Believe Wyoming is in if they win today. Yeah, I think Wyoming's in. I think they're in either way, but you have Wyoming fighting for their NCAA tournament lives. Sam is saying Wyoming scares them because they need to win more. They've played us tough. Yeah, they have played them tough. Obviously, they played them when Boise State won a close game at home. And then Boise State could have won the second game. There was a tie game with 4 minutes left. There was a couple of bad charge calls on Tyson Degenhart that fouled him out of the game. There was a call where he went straight up, didn't even touch the guy, and they called a 5th foul on him, I believe, and that fouled him out of the game. That was a bad call, so who knows? No, at this point, you're going to have to play good teams. You're in the semifinals of the tournament. So, there's no more 1 versus 8 once you get to the semis. So, Jen saying thanks for the great coverage. Appreciate that, Jen. Cody saying Najee and Lucas built into the depth has been incredible. Yeah, they provide pretty good minutes. Lucas Milner had 7 minutes, and what did he finish with? 3 points. I thought that was big. Jacob says if Boise State finishes like that against UNLV or Wyoming, I don't know how confident I would be. They obviously didn't finish great, but they did enough. They made the plays to win the game. Sure, they were up 71-64 with 2:29 to go. Gave up a 3 and then a putback with 1:30 left to only go up by 2, but they hung on. Ryan says Boise State has locked up at least the 8-9 game in the tournament. Can't see them being lower than a 9 seed. I would agree with that. Ryan. Boise State likely has secured either the 8 or 9 seed in the tournament, and I think a win tomorrow puts them probably on the 7 line. I think you're playing for a 7 seed tomorrow. That could be a big one. So Kurt saying as long as we draw Randy McCall, I don't think they will. I don't think they're allowed to. I don't think he will do a Boise State game the rest of the season. So after that debacle, they're not going to have Randy McCall do this game. So Leon Rice, Boise State's head coach, took some questions from the media as well. Let's hear a little bit of Boise State's head coach, Leon Rice, speaking today just after a Boise State 71-69 win.
Coach BJ Rain, Bronco Nation News. What?
Who? Where?
Formerly Idaho Press, Bronco Nation News. What? Just to be down 8, and you talked about coming into this game and just the emotions of them playing free and easy, and maybe the number 1 seed being a little uptight, and just to be down 8 and they're into it and feeling good, and just to be able to flip the switch there with that run and take the lead again. How big was that?
That was huge because there's a lot of, when you got to play in Nevada, there's a lot of sleepless nights about those guards. It starts with those guards, but I don't want to exclude those other guys because they got great players up and down their roster. Their bigs are terrific, and and then to have to play them and have to beat them, 2 times in 2 weeks. I mean, that's tough duty, and for the way the guys responded was amazing because, like I said, that coming off that game from yesterday, they got their, first game jitters or whatever, conference or tournament jitters out, and you get some real momentum. And so you saw it. I mean, they were making everything to start out, and sometimes they're the kind of team that you can guard them perfect and they can make shots. I mean, I think last year you saw that. I mean, when you went back and watched the tapes of how we played them, especially here in the conference tournament, we were guarding them great. They were just, those 2 guards can get it going on anybody with the best of them. And I'm not just talking about the league, the best in the country. They're so explosive, and so credit to our guys. But they're a hard team to put away too because every possession Sherfield can make something good happen, and it starts with him. And so we kept passing him around a little bit of who could guard him, and just did it by committee. But in the end, we got just enough stops to get it done.
Leon, what did you think of Emmanuel's performance tonight?
Terrific, and just I know these guys pretty darn well, and I always try to not read too much into what I think I see because I've been but with these guys I can see in their body language and how they're feeling, and just because I know him so well, it's almost an unspoken thing, and I saw a bounce in his step that I hadn't seen because of the knee, so that I felt great about that, and I don't think his conditioning's back to 100%, but his toughness is, and that's what got him through tonight. And I tried to give those guys a little rest, like him and Shave, and but without those guys in the game, it's gonna be tough, and so. They just toughed their way through it, and credit to Mladen because we win the boards, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves for having to battle all those big guys and try to keep Washington one of the best offensive rebounders in the league, and Mladen just battles him, and to keep him off the boards, and so as it always is with these guys, it's such a team thing, and I'm just happy that they get to keep playing in this tournament because. They deserve it, and they fought all year for it. And, now we're going to have a really, really tough one against a really good team tomorrow, regardless of which way it goes in this next game.
Okay. Jay Tuss, KTVB. Prior to leaving Boise, you said that you got a team right now that wants to be together, wants to continue to grow even at this point in the season. So first off, what does it mean to have another day here to spend together as a team? And secondly, what was going through your mind when that shot was in the air at the buzzer?
Well, when you have a team like this, it almost feels more destiny. We deserve to win. We're gonna, and that's why. And I think that helps these guys. The equanimity in the face of all that we face. We have a calmness in our huddles that's like, so what now? What? We'll just figure it out, and that's what we were saying during the F1. Abu didn't mean to catch him in the face, but you probably have to call that an F1 because you can't take a swing at the ball and smack a guy in the face, and so it was an appropriate call. And I said it doesn't matter. We'll go on. We'll get a stop because you guys always do, and they kind of regroups them, recenters them, and. When a team's coming back on you, that can be hard and put you in a tough spot because it can take your aggressiveness out because you don't want to go too fast and have more possessions, but you got to try to stay aggressive. And, you know, there were a few possessions where we were a little bit more on our heels than we should have been.
Jordan K, Idaho Press. That last possession, Abu missed kind of a shot he's hit a million times, and then they run down the court and have that open three. I mean, can you take me through that sequence and what that was like for you on the sideline?
Yeah, that was, you know, you got it into Boo's hands, so you felt pretty good about it. He gets it to the middle of the paint, which you feel pretty good about. And they did a good job of contesting. You know, they're big and athletic, and, you know, they got some shot blockers. And so it's never easy when you get in there. But, yeah, that's the way they go. And, you know, there's not much you can do as a coach except for watch and trust these guys. And they know, you know, I think I'll have to see the film. It seemed like we ran at him pretty hard, and, you know, maybe that contributed. I don't know, but I'm just grateful that we get to keep playing. That's for sure.
Leon Rice speaking after the game as Boise State wins this one. We got Colin Mitchell here now. Bronco Nation News. Colin's doing a great job down here for us at the tournament. Colin, your thoughts, man? You just covered your first Mountain West quarterfinals game. Boise State's moving on. You get to head out on the town tonight and get in some trouble on Las Vegas Boulevard on the Strip. What's your thoughts on this Boise State win today?
It was a nail biter, and I mean, I think people forget about how the first half went when they were shooting. Nevada started shooting over 80% at one point, and Boise came back, and it was funny because it looked like in the first half when they were struggling a little bit, Kejab didn't fully have it, but it was almost as if since he couldn't play in the tournament last year, he was trying to force it a little bit, and once he backed off a little bit, that's when Acott got involved. Degenhart had a couple big buckets, and it was big, and I thought Kejab really went back to in the middle of the year when he wasn't forcing stuff, and that's when he plays at his best, and it was that's what really led the comeback. And at the end there, I mean, Nevada came close, but not to Boise prevailed. So
you had the camera going there on the last play too, man. That was a close look, but for Boise State to overcome the quarterfinals stat that we were talking about, 3-7 coming in, survive to play tomorrow. It's going to be either Wyoming or UNLV. What's just your take on them winning and moving on? And they're now 2 wins away from winning this tournament for the first time, and they've never even been in the championship game. So a win tomorrow would make more history. By the way, 25 wins now ties the school record. 25 wins. They've tied the school record for wins this season. So they've been making history, and they got a chance to make some more tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. In respect to both Wyoming and UNLV, I personally would rather, if I was Boise State, I would rather face Wyoming. I think they've regressed a little bit from how they started in the beginning of the year. That might have been playing better competition down the road. They could have been gassed from the full season. But the fact that they got past the quarterfinal and Boise State is going to the semis is huge. And I think Leon Rice might have gotten over the hump, and they're on track to really make a nice run here.
Leon Rice, by the way, is going to hold a media availability at 6:30 with some of us local media members to talk about whoever wins this game. So we'll have a fresh Leon Rice sound for the second time today, getting to talk to Coach Rice. So that might be a record. I'm sure he loves that, getting to talk to us twice in one day. But whoever wins this game, they're still here watching the game, Wyoming, UNLV, and then we'll get some comments from Coach Rice after he's had a couple hours to reflect on the win and look forward to whoever they're playing in the next game. So we'll get that on YouTube. We'll also have that on tomorrow's show, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Mountain time tomorrow. Weather permitting, we'll be live from the Stadium Swim out there outside at Circa. We'll show you the whole 6 heated pools, all the TV screens. We'll give you the whole lowdown at Stadium Swim tomorrow, and we will have Jay Tust join us as well. So Jay Tust will join us tomorrow. We'll hear from Leon Rice as well. We'll give you the updated look at the semifinals tomorrow night. And they just sent out the email. I guess that is official now. Boise State will be having a selection show watch party at Extra Mile Arena. So thanks, Jen, for putting that. The show is at 4 o'clock. The gate doors open at 3. Everybody is welcome. Come on down, Extra Mile Arena, free admission. I believe they're going to feed the students. There's going to be photos with the championship trophy. The team will be there. They'll watch the show together, and then you can celebrate and find out together where Boise State is heading in the NCAA tournament. So thanks for I knew they were going to do it. I didn't know if it was official yet, but thank you, Jen, for letting us know that is official. Sunday, the selection show watch party. Come on down to Extra Mile Arena. Free entry. They're going to have some cool stuff going on, so come on down and find out with all of us together at the same time who Boise State will be playing when and where in the NCAA tournament. So appreciate everybody for checking this out. Thank you to rowpaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. Appreciate Lithia Ford of Boise as always, Idaho Central Credit Union, all of our great sponsors. I saw Brandon Meinert, United Commercial Insurance. He's down here with his wife. And so appreciate them and all of our great sponsors. So hope you guys are enjoying the coverage. Hope you're enjoying a beverage right now after Boise State wins the game. Big Wade's asking if his old BSU student card will get him a free meal. I don't know the answer to that. I know there's some pizza for the students. We'll see if you can try to pass off for that, Big Wade. Way to go, Boise. Better ball security tomorrow. What was the turnover number? 16, I believe. Yeah, 16 turnovers. Yes, there is a chance Boise State would play in Fort Worth. I think the leading three right now are Portland, San Diego, and Fort Worth are the three. And the last final comment, the key comment of the night, still have not lost with Colin in attendance, and he will be back tomorrow. He'll be back Saturday, and he'll be back the rest of the season. So I guess we can make plans in New Orleans or wherever the Final Four is this year to be cutting down the nets with a national championship for Boise State if that's the case. So appreciate everybody again for checking us out. Appreciate our sponsors. Thanks for the comments, everything. Make sure you're following us on the YouTube page. Subscribe on YouTube if you're not already to get all the updated videos like Coach Rice when he speaks tonight. And then we'll have the show tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Jay Tuss and myself previewing the game, and then we'll be back live tomorrow night for the pregame show. The game is at 7 Mountain or 7:30 Mountain time, so we'll be live probably around 6:30 Mountain time. We shouldn't have an issue getting on the court tomorrow since there won't be any other practices going on. But survive in advance. UNLV coming back on a big run here now, down just 31-26. So we'll get out and watch the end of that, work on a story, and then Colin's Big Wade saying Colin. Everyone's pumped for Collins. So thanks, everybody. 10 a.m. tomorrow. Jay Tuss and myself will break it all down. Then we'll be back again with the pregame show tomorrow night. Boise State moving on to the semifinals of the Mountain West Tournament with a 71-69 win over Nevada in the quarterfinals of the Mountain West Tournament. So congratulations to Boise State. Congratulations to all of you fans. Hope you enjoy the win. We'll see you tomorrow for the semifinals of the Mountain West Tournament as Boise State looks to reach the finals for the first time ever and get to 26 wins for the first time ever as well. From the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, he's Colin Mitchell. My name is BJ Rains. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News, bronconationnews.com.